kind of make it like an exercise, not really, but there's like two ways to think of it. What I want to do is take where you're kind of playing at volume-wise, right? So you're at like, as far as the loudest that you could possibly play, and the quietest, you're at normal volume. This is like where everybody usually is, right around like 60 to 70%, right? 60 to 70% volume, where you're not drilling in, you know what I mean? And that's where everyone usually starts, right? And there's a safety to it. I mean, you have this weird little pick, you're playing these weird strings. It's something that we've never done with our hands before, you know what I mean? So the more we can feel it, the more comforting it is. It's something that we can actually like dig into. So everyone immediately bypasses like the 0 to 50 to 0 to 60%. Yeah. And there's so much in there. Actually, if you do this, if you like take your pick, if you just go like up and down. So I've had a lot of students do this before. They go super light and look at your hand and like really make sure you're staying as close to the string as you possibly can. Even if you just do this, like super light over the strings. Yeah. You can already feel there's a little bit of speed in there, right? Because you're letting the pick do the work, you're not drilling into the pick, but you're letting go. I mean, there's a lot less to hold on to and to dig into. So you almost have to like trust yourself. Even less, you can almost to the point where like you can't hear it. It's like that light. Right on it, yeah. Right? There's a super small group of muscles right here that when we start at that 50 to 60% volume-wise, never ever get utilized, all right? And what that means is we're never able to dip down and back up and using those muscles. Those muscles are never used. It's almost the same of like some punk rock singers that just come out screaming. They start losing, the little muscles get burnt out, and the bigger muscles get into scream, they take over, and those little muscles start to they're not trained anymore, and they're like almost not usable, you know? And that's the same idea. Now the reason that is really beneficial is because that's where the accuracy comes in. So if I'm doing this, right, playing it like super light, that's where my not just speed, but my dead accuracy is, right? So then from there, if I'm taking those muscles and building into a 55 to 60 to 70% volume, where if I come straight out, it's a little wobbly, you know what I mean? There's not much stability there because the stabilizing muscles aren't there. It's so funny. I've had and I'll do it with my students, like, I mean, it's not that fun, but like we just do like chromatic exercises, and I just have them literally do as light as they possibly can, just up and down, over and over, you know, and then eventually those muscles start getting trained. You'll actually feel it's like kind of right in here, you'll almost feel like that's getting tired, which is weird because you're playing so much lighter than normal. But then when those, and the cool thing is, this isn't something like that you need to think about. You know what I mean? You just play like these exercises, whether it's the pentatonic or like those chromatic scales, super light, and it just becomes muscle memory, and those muscles start like joining in. But that's where like I can see that's where like there's a little less accuracy, and here too, there's like you're not hitting that note